and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and hit little kids and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain. And worst of all, they set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house. And that's not all. Somebody sent 5 dozen donuts to the firemen, and the herdmen ate them all. What they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the front of their shirts. And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Mama's favorite turtle. So now she can't take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her. What was the word? Oh! And that's not all. They did it with fluorescent paint, so it glows in the dark. When you can't even see the turtle, you can still see the words. And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain, and Miss Barnes swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late. Did she get sick? Not right away. And that's not all. There was 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claudia, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Woodrow School like those South American fish who strip your bones clean. And they went around town the same way, stealing things and wrecking things up, so it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place. Sweet hour of prayer, because there are no hermits there, and Jesus wants us to stay safe, because he keeps them miles away. That's my big brother Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what his favorite thing was about church. He said, "No, hurdles." That made the teacher mad because all the rest of the kids said nice things about God and Jesus. But Charlie told the real truth. No hurdles. I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. All that other stuff is okay, but the main good thing about church is that the herdmen aren't there. Ever.
That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
It's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman in school.
Is he the worst one, Leroy?
They're all the worst ones. Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you, that doesn't make any difference. Gladys is big, but she's fast and she's neat. She fights.
I'm sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church. I'm glad I didn't feel that way. Why? No arguments this year about Christmas pageant. I don't want to be shepherd again. And tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man. I want to be in it. Everyone's in it. Think how I'd feel sitting there on Christmas Eve when children were in the pageant. Think how your father would feel. He'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Mom?
Well, actually, I didn't plan to go. You know how crowded it always is. They can use my seat. I'll just stay home, put on my bathrobe, sit back, relax. There's never anything different about the Christmas pageant.
There's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to wear your bathrobe.
You just thought that up, Grace.
Why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins would pay $1 to be Joseph. He's sick of being Joseph all the time, just because his father is a minister.
Where are you going to be this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
That's not a serious drawback. From what I've heard in the past, away in a manger always sounds like a closet full of mice.
But you were in the angel choir. Bed sheets? Oh boy, some choice. A bath or a bed sheet. Mom used to watch TV. No, Mrs. Armstrong was very hard to give everyone a lovely experience. Oh, Mom, you know Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things. They're right, of course. She directs the cabinet, she runs the potluck supper, she's chairman of the bazaar. I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Well, maybe she'll try to manage the hospital, because that's where she is. I saw George at the hospital this morning, and he said that his wife broke her leg. And she'll be in traction for 2 weeks and laid up till the first of the year.
The first of the year? Why, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's also in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the pageant, and she's in charge of the bazaar. I feel sorry for her, but who's going to do all those things? And I'll take over the bazaar, only if you'll do the potluck stuff. And I don't know what in the world will do about the pageant, unless, how about Grace? I just can't, Edna. I have guests all Christmas weekend. How about Grace? Hello, Grace? Bob,
What?
I have to direct the pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
What you call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that would ever happen to her. Because it's always the same old story and the same old carols and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's how I do it. I always start with Mary, and I tell them we must choose our Mary carefully because she was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Mother.
And then I tell them about Joseph, that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. Frankly, I never spend much time on Joseph because it's always Elmer Hopkins, and he knows all about Joseph.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was attraction. How could she talk on the phone if she's attraction? What do you think traction is? Like when they put you to sleep?
No such what. We need salt, and pepper, and napkins.
But I do tell them about the wise men and the shepherds and how important they are. And I tell them there are no small parts, only small actors. Remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience. And don't let them wear earrings or things like that. And don't let them wear high heels or clunky shoes. I just hope you don't have too many baby angels, Grace, because they'll be your biggest problem.
I'm hungry. You are nervous. Doctor, so my lunch again.
How can you let him keep on doing that to you day after day?
I'm gonna stop him. Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
Still living. I'll get it.
You'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on. Otherwise, they'll get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that. He could keep an eye on the shepherds, too. And Grace, don't use just anybody's baby for Jesus. Get a quiet one. Better yet, get two if you can. That way, if one turns fussy, you can switch them. Oh, another thing about the angel choir. Don't let them wear lipstick. They think because it's a play
Helen, I have to go. There's someone at my door.
that they have to wear lipstick, and it looks terrible. So tell
There's
them
someone at my Yes, I'm coming.
Blake, can you give me some supper? I haven't had a full meal in 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sake, it's you.
I was very lonely at the table.
I guess Helen Armstrong's lonely at the hospital.
As long as the telephones are working.
I'll bet she told you I have no small parts, only small actors. And getting someone to shove the baby angels on and making the shepherds shut up. Yes, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
Didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said she was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems. And there weren't going to be any problems, of course. My mother did come from the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault. Hey, Ralph, give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid. Here. How do you know?
Cousin's not there.
What was it?
A few Twinkies.
That's right. That's what it was.
Hey, Ralph, you think it's so great to steal items and everything. You know what? I don't care if you do steal items. All you need to give me we can all do what we want in Sunday school.
Oh yeah? What kind of dessert?
All kinds. Chocolate, candy, cookies, and Twinkies, and big wheels, finger stretches all the time. All we want.
You're a liar.
Ice cream and donuts and cupcakes.
Who gives it to you?
The minister.
Why? Is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Sunday school, huh?
That was the wrong thing to tell the party. But sure enough, there they were in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant. What's a pageant? It's a play. Like on TV? What's it about? It's about Jesus. Everything here is. And Mary. Mostly it's about Mary. Who's Mary? I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part. No, I don't want to.
I'll be married? Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Well, the wise men are usually boys. Of course, they don't have to be. And we could.
I'll be a wise man. Me too. Claude, you want to be a wise man? Raise your hand. What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand!
What's left to be? Some angel. I'll be that. What is it?
It's the angel of the Lord who brought the good news to the shepherds. There, I think we do have some volunteers. Miss Maxine, would you like to be a wise man?
No, I just wanted to see a cat be a shepherd. I'm going to Philadelphia.
Why did you say so before?
I just remembered. My mother doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know. She said don't be a shepherd. I'm not going to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes you are. What's the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herman hits too hard.
Why, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord visits the shepherds and tells them that the baby angel is born.
And hits them.
Doris, that's ridiculous, and I want to hear another word about it from anyone. No shepherds may quit or get sick. Well, that's all for today, boys and girls. Here you go. But I expect to see everyone here on Wednesday at 6:30.
Alice,
What's wrong with you? Why in the world didn't you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know, Alice. I expect you to.
Mrs. Bradley, get Gladys off of me!
Great volunteer. Don't you want to be married?
Mrs. Bradley!
Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know.
I don't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be marrying this play, and if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you did. And I said, I'm always marrying the Christmas pageant. And she said, fine then, go ahead. And next spring when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear, nobody will ever be able to reach it. And it'll sprout there, and grow and grow. You'll spend the rest of your life with a pussy willow just growing out of your ear.
Oh, come on, Alice. You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. The Herdmans would do anything. You just watch. They'll do something terrible and ruin the whole Christmas time. And it's all your mother's fault.
Did you hear? Well, it must have been Grace's fault somehow. How else would the six of them end up in a pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, Irma Slogan. I just heard that Imogene Herman is going to be marrying a Christmas pageant. Is that a fact? All six of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I'd rather live next door to a zoo. Is Grace gone crazy? Where did they come from? Who let them in? Where was Reverend Imogene Herman? What kind of a child is that to be playing Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins? I'd like to know. He was what? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm a shut-in and he wasn't visiting me.
I said, why don't we let them hand out programs at the door? Grace said we'd never have programs at this pageant, but I say,
Better kneel down the church and lock up the silver servants and hide the collection of plates before they wipe them all out. What was the matter with Grace? Couldn't she have sent them away? Told them to go home? Oh, I feel resentful. If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
if I'd been up and around, this never would have happened. But let me tell you.
Don't tell me. I'm on your side.
Kitchen's in here.
Helen Armstrong isn't the only woman alive who can direct a pageant. I made up my mind just to do the best I can under the circumstances.
But now I'm going to make the best Christmas we ever had, and I'm going to do it with the herdmen. After all, they raise their hands and nobody else did, and I don't care.
Good for you, Chris. The kitchen's in here.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean
Yes, you have to go. Now, the inn is back here off stage, and the shepherds come in and gather around the manger.
Where'd all the shepherds come from, anyway?
What's an inn? It's like a motel where people go to spend the night. What people? Jesus? Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
Pay their taxes. At a motel. Shut up, Polly. Everybody shut up. I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogen, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this Christmas pageant is. So I better read it to you.
I don't believe that to you, that they never heard of a Christmas story. Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they never went to church in their whole life until your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. And now we have to spend all this time for nothing.
All right now. There came a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be cleansed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with his wife Mary, being great with child.
Pregnant! She was pregnant!
All right now, we all know that Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, and they brought forth the firstborn son.
Shazam! I don't think it was very nice to say Mary was pregnant. Well, she was. I don't think your mother should have said Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And after the swaddling clothes and light him in a manger, because there's no room for them in the inn.
My gosh, they didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was the matter with Joseph that he didn't tell him her being pregnant and everything? What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, Mary didn't have a bed in the barn. They had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
We put a Gladys in a dresser drawer.
Well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed all right, only Ollie was still in it, and she wouldn't get out. She didn't like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large feeding trap for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It says there that he wrapped them in wadded up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. People used to wrap babies up very tightly in big pieces of material to make them feel cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child's welfare? Child's welfare should all have to wait 5 minutes. There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem. I'll say there wasn't.
And lo, the angel of the Lord, and the glory of...
Shazam!
What?
Out of black night, with horrible vengeance, the Mighty Marvel!
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Mighty Marvel in Amazing Comics. Out of the black night, with horrible vengeance.
This is the angel of the Lord. He brought the good news to the shepherds.
And no light in the black night, right?
Well, in a way. spices, and precious oil.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
There were kings and they were sent by Herod, who was, well, he was the main king, and he wanted to find Herod and have him put to death.
My gosh, he just got bored. They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in this play?
Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill the baby, and he isn't even in the play?
Somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he'll say, go get me that baby. And they'll say, okay, because he's a new king and all. But then they don't do it. They go back to Herod. I'm not going to be Herod.
No one's going to be Herod.
No, Joseph gathers all the shepherds and they wipe out Herod. They're going in. They'll get killed.
Forget about Herod. There's no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you fix you wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel. Well, I wouldn't just hang around the barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Then I throw somebody out. I tell them I set this baby and it's in the middle of winter. So either get out or move over. I'm actually scared.
I'd send the angel after her, and she could point her electric finger at him and turn him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, that. What's the name of this place? She never said. Christmas pageant. That's no name. That's what it is. I know a name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem. Revenge at Bethlehem. The Harmons thought that Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. Well, at least they picked out the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. Well, our baby Jesus quit anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum wouldn't let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. What do you keep writing in this book? It's like a diary. It is not. It's all about the Harmon. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley calls Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't communion wine, it's grape juice. I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal too. Every time you shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make a sound because they stole all the pennies out of it. And every time you go into the ladies' room, the whole air is blue. And Imogene Herdsman is sitting there in the mayor's costume, smoking cigars. And you wrote all this down, what for? For my mother, and Reverend Hopkins, and the Ladies' Aid Society, and anybody else who wants to know what happens when the whole Christmas pageant turns out to be a big mess.
All right, everyone. Let's all get quiet. Today we're going to, this is our last rehearsal, and we're going to...
Grace, I just wanted to tell you that we're in the kitchen making apple slice cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess it's your dress rehearsal?
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby a month or so ago? A little girl?
Yes, she's 5 weeks old.
Well, I was wondering how it would be if I could call your niece and ask if I could borrow...
Grace! No, I could make up some sort of a lie and tell you that she was sick or something. But to tell you the truth, she's perfectly beautiful, well, and healthy, and we want her to stay at home. So we're not going to turn her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Mrs. Bradley, you can have my little brother Pageant.
those 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
Imogen, you can't just run after someone's baby. I just won't forget about a baby. We'll just use the doll.
Yeah, that's better anyway. A doll can't fight.
And Imogen, you know Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these? I got my ears pierced. And if I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
We won't grow together an hour and a half.
What doctor?
Well, who pierced ears?
Gladys.
She probably did it with an ice pick.
All the imaging ears turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll find something smaller. Now, that's your costumes that we're going to wear. You're all supposed to have costumes on today.
My mom doesn't have any white sheets. Can I wear sheets with balloons on them? I haven't gone in any costume. I was never a shepherd before. You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do. You haven't got a bathrobe. Does he hang around the house? His underwear.
All right, now we're going to take a 5-minute break. Then we'll start all the way over for the whole thing.
We never did start over. We didn't even go through the whole thing. And the 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes. And Imogen Herdman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. And when Mrs. McCarthy went in there, she saw that the whole air was blue. And she called the fire department. And they came right away. Fire! Fire! There's fire! They cleared everybody out of the building and dragged a fire hose through the church, looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen from all the applesauce cake burned up.
Why in the world did you call a fire department? Because of the little smoke.
There was a lot of smoke. The whole bathroom was filled with thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look. Firemen filling the whole church. And baby angels crying in half the street. And shepherds crawling all over the fire trucks and half the neighborhood. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. How was I supposed to know the bathroom is filled with cigar smoke? Of course all the ladies were mad about that. And my mother was mad, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad.
I've been on the telephone all day and I can't make heads or tails. Some people say they set fire to the bathroom. There are some people who say they set fire to the kitchen. Vera Wimbledon says all they do is talk about sex and underwear.
I mean, that was Leroy Herdman talking about underwear.
Well, anyhow, the whole church is in an uproar. Jesus said, suffer the children not to come unto me. But I don't think he was talking about the Herdmans. Grace, don't you think we should cancel the pageant?
I'll bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire and make a good excuse.
I'll bet that was Mrs. McCarthy's idea.
Well, I just think it's going to be a
Disaster? Well, they're wrong. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant we ever had.
Grace, I just don't think anybody will come to see it.
Mrs. Slocum was mad, and all the ladies were mad, and my mother, and Reverend Hopkins didn't know what to think.
I don't know what in the world you expect to do with this thing.
Thought it might look like a palm tree. See now that it doesn't. Oh, I don't have any idea what's going to happen tonight. I never once went through the whole thing. The Hermans still think it's some sort of spy mystery story. I think it'll be the first story in history where Joseph and the wise men get in a big fight, and Mary was with a baby. Where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are downstairs putting on bathrobes and bed sheets.
I mean our kids. Over here. Well, get your costumes on. It's getting late.
It's just going to be awful. They look like trick-or-treaters, all fastened together with safety pins, and they're wearing their dirty old moldy sneakers. Mary and Joseph, I mean, they look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were, refugees. In a way, they were a long way from home, didn't know anything, didn't have any place to go. They were probably cold, hungry, tired, and messy.
I don't know about cold, hungry, and tired, but they sure are messy.
Dear, do you think I should?
I think you worry too much, Grace. Now, I'm going to push baby angels on stage. Then I'm going to hand out shepherd's crooks and push them on stage. And then I'm going to push on the wise men. How do I do all that?
Just follow this script.
There's the angels, shepherds, wise men. Doesn't seem to say in here where all the fire engines come in. Just kidding, Grace.
When Jesus, Caesar, Augustus, a decree went out that all the world should be taxed. And Jesus went into Bethlehem with Mary his wife, who was great with child. And while they were there, she brought forth the firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Look at them, aren't they awful? Oh, what's she doing? Well, I don't think it's very nice to birth this baby Jesus as if he had colic. Well, he could have had colic just like any other baby. I don't care. It's awful and they were colic. So what? They just came a long way. And they have a new baby to worry about. Who, Ralph and Imogene? No, Mary and Joseph. And in that region there were shepherds keeping watch of their flocks by night. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. An angel of the Lord appeared to them. Glory of the Lord shone round about when an angel of the Lord appeared to them and said, "Be not." Hey, hey, I see you, a child is born. It's Jesus and he's in the barn. Come on, he's over there. Come on, I see him. Come on. And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men." When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. They look awful too. And what's that Claudia's got? It's a ham. It's
No, I think it came out of the welfare basket.
You mean it's their own ham? They must really hate ham.
So what? Even if they hate ham, it's the only thing they ever gave away in their life.
Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising to God that they had seen and heard. But Mary kept these things and pondered them in her heart. Beth, look, Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley, Mary's crying.
Emma Jean, Herdman, and the rest of them? Irma, that was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. And I don't know why. I sure think it was them. Could it be?
Oh, I always get all weekly about the pageant. I guess it's the children and the carols and all, but still. You're right, this was the best one, and it should have been the worst.
Yeah, but it was different. I liked it that way.
The angel of the Lord was different.
Yeah, but most years we can't even hear the angel. It had spirit. We must find Grace and tell her.
I just wish now that I'd let her have you baby the baby Jesus.
Oh, by the way, who was the baby?
Why, it was a doll.
No, I don't think that was a doll, Herman.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it had happened just that way. We all thought the pageant was about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby and his mother and father who had just come a long way and who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no one they knew, no doctor. And then arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some witch friend. Because of the Hardmans, it was a whole new story. Imogen birthed the baby. The wise men brought a sensible present. After all, they couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in the barn, go see him, go on. So the shepherds didn't have to stumble all around the countryside. Well, I guess it wasn't like that for Imogen. To her, it was all wonder and mystery. As if to what she had just caught on to what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the Harnemans didn't even stay. They didn't have any cocoa. They did walk off with all the cookies, and they didn't even take their candy canes.
Well, I guess that's about it. Any kids left downstairs?
No, everyone's gone. Now you have your bathrobe on. You aren't going to wear it, are you?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't mind being taken for a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Yes, you would. Those older so naked and hug me for those shepherds.
No, it's the Herdman's house from their welfare basket. If they won't take it back, Leroy said, it's a present. You don't take back a present.
Leroy said that. They must hate ham.
You and Alice Wendelkin.
What about the lights?
They're on a timer. They go off at midnight.
It's not very far away. Almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas, Charlie.
the Lord in vain. And worst of all, they set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house. And that's not all. Somebody sent 5 dozen donuts to the firemen, and the herdmans ate them all. What they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the front of their shirts. And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Wallace's favorite turtle. So now she can't take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her. What was the word? Oh! And that's not all. They did it with fluorescent paint, so it glows in the dark. When you can't even see the turtle, you can still see the word. And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain, and Miss Barnes swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles." But it was too late. Did she get sick? Not right away. And that's not all. There was 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claudia, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the woods like those Ralph likes to run things. They're right, of course. She directs the pageant, she runs a potluck supper, she's chairman of the bazaar. I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Yes.
Maybe she'll try to manage the hospital, because that's where she is. I saw George at the hospital this morning, and he said that his wife broke her leg. And she'll be in traction for 2 weeks and laid up till the 1st of the year.
The 1st of the year? Why, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's also in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the pageant, and she's in charge of the bazaar. I feel sorry for Helen, but who's going to do all those things? You know what Mrs. Armstrong always tells you? She tells you that there are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always tells you? That's what she always says, but she never says what it means. Do you know what it means? I know what it means. It means the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir, or else no one can see them. Well, not exactly. It really means that the littlest baby angel is as important as Mary. I don't think anyone is as important as Mary. Well, naturally that's what you think, Alice, but I think Jesus is more important. I still think it means the short kids have to be in the front row. Girls, everyone's important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, will you step outside and see if anyone else is coming? Yes. Now, you littler children will be our angels, so please remind your mothers that you'll need bed sheets. People in the angel choir will need bed sheets too. And if you have any old bathrobes at home, now what's the matter? Oh, make some room here for their herdmans. Now what happened to Beverly? I think she went home. I think she got sick. Did she say she was sick? She just left. I just said, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left. I see. Well, will someone please remind Beverly about the rehearsals? Are you all right, Beverly? Yes. All right, I want you guys to think about Mary. She was sweet, kind, and gentle. And the person who plays that part should try to be that kind of person. So who would like to volunteer for that part? Did you have a question, Imogene? No, I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, I'll just make a list here for these parts, and then we'll all decide who they should be. Now, Ralph Herdman, who else would like to be our Joseph? Did you raise your hand, Charlie? No.
Just raise your hands, please. Any of you shepherds? Very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph. Now, Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. I'll just write that down. Who else can I put on my list? Doris? Maxine? Alice, don't you want to be Mary?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary. Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Well, the wise men are usually boys. Of course, they don't have to be. And we could...
I'll be a wise man. Me too. Claude, you want to be a wise man? Raise your hand. What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand!
What's left to be? Some angel. Only that? What is it?
It's the angel of the Lord who brought the good news to the shepherds. There, I think we do have some volunteers. Yes, Maxine, would you like to be a wise man?
No, I just wanted to say I can't be a shepherd. We're going to Philadelphia.
Before.
I just remembered. My mother doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know. She said don't be a shepherd.
I'm not going to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. What's the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Why, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord visits the shepherds and tells them that the baby angel is born.
And hits them.
Doris, that's ridiculous, and I want to hear another word about it from anyone. No shepherds may quit or get sick. Now that's all for today. Boys and girls, you may go. But I expect to see everyone here on Wednesday at 6:30. Alice, what's wrong with you? Why in the world didn't you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know. Alice, I expect you to.
Mrs. Batley, get Gladys up at me!
Great volunteer. Don't you want to be Mary?
Mrs. Batley! Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know.
I don't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be Mary in this play, and if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always Mary in the Christmas pageant. And she said, fine, then go ahead. And next spring when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear, nobody will ever be able to reach it. And it'll sprout there, and grow and grow.
Is that a fact? All 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I'd rather live next door to a zoo.
Where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm a shut-in and he wasn't visiting me.
I said, why don't we let them hand out programs at the door? Grace said we never have programs at the pageant, but I say...
Better nail down the church and lock up the silver service and hide the collection of plates before they wipe them all out.
What was the matter with Grace? Couldn't she have sent them away? Told them to go home?
This never would have happened. Well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me. I'm on your side.
Kitchen's in here.
Helen Armstrong isn't the only woman alive who can direct a pageant. I made up my mind just to do the best I can under the circumstances. But now I'm going to make the best pageant we ever had, and I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they raised their hands and nobody else did, and I don't care.
Good for you, Grace. The kitchen's in here.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean...
Yes, you have to go.
Go back and get Herod.
I'm I'm not going to be Herod.
No one's going to be Herod.
No, Joseph gathers all the shepherds and they wipe out Herod. See, they're going to put one in. It's going to be me, and I'll get killed.
Forget about Herod. There's no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you fix the, you wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel.
Lights.
Well, I wouldn't just hang around the barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Then I'd throw somebody out. I tell them I've got this baby and it's in the middle of winter. So either get out or move over. I'd whack with Herod.
I'd send the angel after her, and she could point her electric finger at him and turn him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, that. What's the name of this play? She never said. Christmas Pageant. That's no name. That's what it is. I know a name. I'd call it Revenge at Bethlehem. Revenge at Bethlehem. The Hardemans thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. Well, at least they picked out the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. Well, our baby Jesus quit anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum wouldn't let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. Why do you keep writing in this book? It's like a diary. It is not. It's all about the Hardemans. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley calls Mary pregnant. Gladys Hardeman drinks communion wine. It isn't communion wine, it's grape juice. I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal too. Every time you shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make a sound because they stole all the pennies out of it. And every time you go into the ladies' room, the whole air is blue. And Imogene Herdsman is sitting there in the Mary's costume, smoking cigars. And you wrote all this down, what for? For my mother, and Reverend Hopkins, and the Ladies' Aid Society, and anybody else who wants to know what happens when the whole Christmas pageant turns out to be a big mess.
All right, everyone. Let's all get quiet. Today we're going to, this is our last rehearsal, and we're going to...
Grace, I just wanted to tell you that we're in the kitchen making apple slice cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess it's your dress rehearsal?
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby a month or so ago? A little girl?
Yes, she's 5 weeks old.
Well, I was wondering how it would be if I was to call your niece and ask if I could borrow...
Grace!
Beverly, you can have my little brother for Jada's. I didn't know you had a new baby, Beverly. He's not new. He's 4 years old. He does dormant. He could probably scrunch up. Well, I don't think so.
I'll get us a baby. There's always 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
Imogen, you can't just run off with someone's baby. Forget about it. Just use the doll.
Never. 4. You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do. Robe. What does he hang around the house in?
His underwear.
All right, now we're going to take a 5-minute break. Then we'll start all the way over for the whole thing.
We never did start over. We didn't even go through the whole thing. And the 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes. And Imogen Herdman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. And when Mrs. McCarthy went in there, she saw that the whole air was blue. There's fire! They cleared everybody out of the building and dragged a fire hose through the church, looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen from all the applesauce cake burned up.
Why in the world did you call a fire department because of a little smoke?
There was a lot of smoke. The whole bathroom was filled with thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look, firemen filling the whole church. I'll bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire. It'd make a good excuse.
I'll bet that was Mrs. McCarthy's idea.
Well, I just think it's going to be a
Disaster? Well, they're wrong. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant we ever had.
Grace, I just don't think anybody will come to see it.
Mrs. Slocum was mad, and all the ladies were mad, and my mother and Reverend Hopkins didn't know what to think. Mary and Joseph, they look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were, refugees. In a way, they were a long way from home, didn't know anybody, didn't have any place to go. They were probably cold, hungry, tired, and messy.
I don't know about cold, hungry, and tired, but they sure are messy.
Oh.
Dear, do you think I should?
I think you worry too much, Grace. Now, I'm going to push baby angels on stage. Then I'm going to hand out shepherd's cooks and push them on stage. And then I'm going to push on the wise men. When do I do all that?
Just follow this script.
Shepherd, wise men. Doesn't seem to say in here where all the fire engines come in. Oh, just kidding, Grace.
justice, a decree went out that all the world should be taxed. And Jesus went into Bethlehem with Mary his wife, who was great with child. And while they were there, she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Look at them, aren't they awful? Oh, what's she doing? Oh, I don't think it's very nice to birth the baby Jesus as if he had colic. Well, he could have had colic just like any other baby. I don't care. It looks awful and they look awful. So what? They just came a long way. And they have a new baby to worry about. Who, Ralph and Imogen? No, Mary and Joseph. And in that region there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. An angel of the Lord appeared to them. Glory of the Lord shone round about when an angel of the Lord appeared to them and said, "Be not." Hey, unto you a child is born. It's Jesus and he's in the barn. Go on, he's over there. Go on, see him, go on. And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men." When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. They look awful too. And what's that Claudia's got? It's a ham! It's a ham? I'll bet they stole it. No, I think it came out of their welfare basket. You mean it's their own ham? They must really hate ham. So what? Even if they hate ham, it's the only thing they ever gave away in their life. Irma, that was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. And I don't know why, but I sure think it was them. Could it be?
Oh, I always get all weepy about the pageant. I guess it's the children and the carols and all, but still, you're right. This was the best one, and it should have been the worst.
Yeah, but it was different. I liked it that way.
The Lord was different.
Yeah, but most years we can't even hear the angel of the Lord. It had spirit. We must find Grace and tell her.
I just wish now that I'd let her have Eugene be the baby Jesus.
Oh, by the way, who was the baby Jesus?
Why, it was a doll.
No, I don't think that was a doll, Irma.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it had happened just that way. We all thought the pageant was about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby and his mother and father who had just come a long way and who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no one they knew, no doctor. And then arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Hardimans, it was a whole new story. Imogen birthed the baby. The wise men brought a sensible present. After all, they couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in the barn, go see him, go on. So the shepherds didn't have to stumble all around the countryside. Well, I guess it wasn't like that for Imogen. To her, it was all wonder and mystery, as if to what she had just caught on to what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the Hardimans didn't even stay. They didn't have any cocoa. They didn't walk off with all the cookies, and they didn't even take their candy canes.
Well, I guess that's about it. Any kids left downstairs?
No, everyone's gone. You know you have your bathrobe on. You aren't going to wear it, are you?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't mind being taken for a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Yes, you would. When it was over, some lady came up to me and hugged me because I was a shepherd. This ham. Should I take this ham?
No, it's a herdman's ham from their welfare basket. But they won't take it back. Leroy said, it's a present. You don't take back a present.
Leroy said that. They must hate ham.
You and Alice Wendelkin.
What about the lights?
They're on a timer. They go off at midnight.
It's not very far away. Almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas, Charlie.
Our show, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for coming.